Hello everyone and welcome to a Train Sim World video. In today's video we are currently on the class 377. This Xbox looks a lot better since I've changed the graphics settings from way around. Always do that. But yeah, today's video is going to be a sort of route learning video. Not that I'm a train driver in real life yet. Hopefully one day. Brighton, confirm location. And let's get the doors open. All release. I believe we're an 8 car. We are an 8 car. We've got 449 and... who have we got on the rear? 160. Nice. But yeah, since I've changed my graphics settings on the Xbox itself, not TSW. Yeah, it looks a lot better. We are calling at Clapham Junction, East Croydon, Gatwick Airport, Haywards Heath, Burgess Hill, Hassocks and Brighton. But yeah, basically, in my Discord, no, not in my Discord server, me and Melbourne Train Guy were chatting on Discord, and he said what routes are good to learn hubless, and this is probably one of my top bunch, because it's one of my favourites. And routes you learn hubless should be either easy ones, simple ones, or your favourites. So for me, this and South Eastern High Speed were quite easy to learn hubless. But yeah, leaving London Victoria with a top speed, the speed limit being 20 miles an hour. So we're just leaving on step 1 acceleration, just being nice and gentle with it. 18, platform 18 was the one we're coming off. Is that a signal? Oh. And yeah, 20 mile an hour speed limit, as you can see there. Take any power off. It's a bit difficult going up this hill because it's an uphill and you lose speed, but the speed's not that high, so you can't just jam acceleration on as soon as you feel like it. Yeah, coming out of London Victoria. I'm going to try not to use external cam today because we are essentially route learning. Because there's a 377 stopped here, I'm not sure how much longer it will be stopped here for. But because it's stopped there, we can technically use the back of his train as a guide, because he's also 8 cars. If he starts moving, we can't. He has started moving. So that's a bit of a shame, but we know whereabouts he was, which would make it easier. So I would say probably about... once we pass this ramp on the left, that's definitely we're past it. So up to 40. There you go. Oh, there's a Southeastern 375. Good day, sir. Oh, hit my microphone there. Yeah, I do apologise. In the collab with Melbourne Train Guy, if you haven't watched the Pendolino race, go check it out. My mic is a bit muffled and a bit, like, glitchy at times. That's because my headphones make this weird noise. I think it's the Xbox. I think it's something to do with the Xbox. Because it done it with the old headphones that I was using. It's gone up to 45 now, by the way. I didn't quite clock where that happened. But yeah, every now and then they go a bit glitchy. And basically, after it went glitchy, it went back to normal straight away. So I didn't feel the need to unplug my headphones and put them back in again. So that's why it was muffled for the last bit. But yeah, coming through Battersea Park. And here is a 377. Good day to you, sir. Little 4 car into London. Saying that it's not peak time, it's more middle of the day than it is peak time. Sorry, it's closer to the middle of the day than it is peak time. But yeah, still 45 miles an hour. Yeah, I find it easier to drive HUDless, because if I drive with the HUD on, it's like I'm looking at the right of my screen and the left of my screen rather than what's in front of me out the cab window. Which is what you should be looking at, in my opinion. Well, in real life you would be, obviously. But I'm not you know, I'm not sending for anybody that plays on with HUD on. You know, it's your game. Do what you want. Right, AWS for a double yellow signal, which means we are not clear into the station. We are also speeding a bit. But yeah, we are not clear into the station, so let's just bring the speed down a tad. Because you very rarely get clearance through Clapham Junction, like very rarely. There's where it goes up to 60, so as you pass this signal, if you're driving a Gatwick Express, you can go up to 60, but it's very rare that you're running on greens through here. And there you go, we've just been given access to the station, I believe. So yeah, we'll speed up a bit. Yeah, we should have access through to the station. A lot of trains around. There's an 8 car. Yeah, just putting a gentle amount of throttle on just to come through a little bit. We're getting overtaken by a colleague of ours, and we have been given access to Clapham Junction definitely now with that double yellow signal. Well, that's not going to stop us from getting overtaken. Right, and we are coming into Clapham Junction, looking for the 8 car marker, so just want to slow it down gently. Even get a notch one. Oh, I thought that ramp was going to go off, but that's probably bi-directional signalling, so that's probably the other way. There aren't really many car markers on this route, because this route was kind of rushed, so if there's no car markers, stop where you're confident that your train's on the platform. So if this was a 12 car, I'd go to the end, but because this is only an 8, I think stopping here will be all alright. Shouldn't use more than brake step 2, because if you use brake step 3 in real life, the only thing you're leaving yourself in reserve is emergency, which obviously you're not allowed to use. So if you needed more brakes, you wouldn't have access to more brakes. And as you can see there, we're perfectly on the platform. Probably could have stopped a little bit just further, so yeah, probably at this lift is about right. Got a minute and a half sat here, so I'm just going to get my drink quickly. The decision to learn a route HUDless can be made easier by the stock. Like, these electro styles aren't that difficult to drive, in my opinion anyway. Yeah, they're not that tough. We'll put a little bit of aircon on vent. Tail lights off, headlights on. When's this guy going? 10:01 to Dorking, so he should be going now. Maybe he's 10:01:30, probably. Yeah, you can see sheds on this. This is where South Western Railway go at Clapham Junction. That's all sidings and depots full of trains. Oh, no, I thought we could see a shed. This is where the mild Mainline would also end if you're going to Clapham Junction. And let's get those doors shut. 30 seconds prior to departure, because you want your wheels to be turning as you're supposed to be, well, departing. Because departure doesn't mean close doors. Departure means get moving and leave. So wait till we get to about 5 miles an hour. I think in real life you'd probably accelerate on... No, you wouldn't accelerate on notch 2. You would start notch 1. But yeah, then you can wait till 10 and then go up to 3. Obviously, accelerating will change depending on the driving conditions. Like if it's snowy, you're not just going to razz it around like I've done there. Up to full power, speed limit is 60. Yeah, it's relatively simple, this route. Because a lot of people will overstress it and overdo it and think that driving HUDless is this big mammoth task. It is, it's not. It probably takes you about 3 or 4 times driving a route to learn it HUDless. I feel like that Gatwick Express is going a bit too quick up to that red signal. Should we get a nice little... Ooh, yeah. It looks like I haven't got any headlights on there. I suppose it is in the middle of the day, in fairness. Oh, I do like that. It's a shame that bridge pillar's in the way. Yeah, nice. And you can see the back of our train as well. Yeah, I like that. Obviously in real life, believe it or not, you wouldn't use photo mode and take a screenshot. Next stop is East Croydon in 6.5 miles time. But it's a very weavy 6.5 miles time. So in reality, it's probably about 8 miles. Because Train Sim World calculates it from there to there, like you were a plane. But obviously you're not a plane. You have to follow the rails and you can't just go in the sky. I forgot what it's called. As the crow flies, yeah, it's probably 6.5 miles as the crow flies, probably about 8 miles via the railway. 60 miles an hour, I've not seen the speed increase, no. Because it does increase very gradually on this route. And the reason why I say overground trains are easy to drive, because on overground trains you can use maximum braking, because it's a metro style service and you need to keep on time and it's a tight schedule and you're stopping very often. And they're quite slow speed. Like, I think apart from that little stretch between Barking and Barking Riverside, the Suffragette line doesn't go speeds above 45, right? There was a 70, I'd say, just as you hit that ramp. Good for the 70. I don't know all the speed reductions. I know most of the speed rises, not all the speed reductions, so this will be fun. I think I'm going to open my window. That comes to the next stop, and that's the window in my bedroom, not the window on the train, because that would be a bit loud, I think. It's not too bad, but I want you to be able to hear me, really. See, it's a route learning video, so if you can't hear your route instructor, that's very professional. I'm not an instructor of any kind whatsoever. And in fact, I'm speeding. How good is that? Yeah, I hope you did enjoy the Pendolino video on Saturday. This is going up Monday, I do believe. Hopefully, me and Melbourne Train Guy are going to record another video on the BML, where one of us does Gatwick Express in peak time, and one of us drives a Southern service off-peak, and we try and see who will win. There was a 70 limit. Because obviously, this is where a lot of freight joins the Brighton Mainline. Because obviously the Southern services stop a lot more. But if you run it off-peak, then the Gatwick Express is in peak, then the Gatwick Express might run into more traffic. Yeah, we're still good for now. I know I keep turning the HUD on, but that's just because I don't want to... It's a route learning video, so I don't want to mess up and, like, misdo it, if that makes sense. Yeah, here is... What's this one? Streatham Common. Right, let me just get up and open my window. Ooh. Move that quickly. Make sure we're not slowing down, which we're not. Sorry for all the noise. Sorry. Shit. I spilt something all over the floor. Delays are natural. It's a Southern service, come on, they're not particularly reliable from what I've heard. Although I feel like that was early in Southern's days. I don't know about how they are now. Right, I don't know what station this is, but I'm going through it. Excuse me. Nordbury. So yeah, speed limit is still 70. Put a bit of step 2 on, actually. No, that's not our signal. I thought that was our signal for a second. But yeah, one thing I've not thought about is... Mine and Melbourne Train Guys collabs. They're technically a PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series S comparison, in a way. Not really, but sort of. Because obviously he's on the PlayStation and I'm on the Xbox. I know this station. What is it? Thornton Heath. And then you got Selhurst, and then just here there is a 60. Or it's just no, it's just before Selhurst. So I'm going to take power off. And just lift my mic up a tad. Because yes, if you don't know about this station, if you come here, but here it is, the signal is in the wall. But anyway, it's a route learning video, so back to the cab. I wonder if anybody's spadded there. Right, here's the 60, just before the station, so you want to brake a little bit before that. I was a bit underprepared. Oops. Happens. Oh, there's a Gatwick Express and a Southern coming in. It's so busy, this route. And this isn't even peak time. Like, there are some routes that aren't even this busy in real life and this busy and at peak time. But yeah, soon it's going to come down to 45 as you exit this curve. So you're going to want to slow down to 45, and we are stopping at East Croydon, but if you were on a Gatwick Express, you'd be straight through at 45. No, or would you? Would it be 30? No, you would be straight through at 45. It's 30 the other way. Yeah, this is just route learning on Brighton Mainline, heading southbound, because obviously heading northbound, which is weird, northbound towards London. Obviously it's a bit different, so maybe we'll cover that in a separate video. .45, and we want to slow down just a bit before entering the station, because this is a bit fast, really. I have actually not really controlled this too well. 40 miles an hour is way too fast for coming into a station, so let's slow down. There we go, to 20, bring it back to step 1. I probably could have made it on step 1, but I wasn't confident with it. Right, there's a 4 to 10 car marker, so we'll aim for that. I believe that's for the platform next to us, but we'll use it for our one. And let's bring it to a stop. I did actually... There you go, brake step 3. And stopped at East Croydon. This is not a very nice area, by the way, in real life, so don't come here. Next stop is Gatwick Airport. This is where the route starts to get a little bit more stretched out, and you can start to put your foot down. 45 as you come out of here. Bit of acceleration, step 1. As we leave. And then 5 miles an hour. Acceleration, notch 2. And then notch 3. And as we go to 20 miles an hour, I thought that was a spider then. It's just a moth. Thank the Lord. Yeah, to step 4, and off we go to 45 miles an hour. Ooh. It's just where the third rail cuts out. Right, there's a 60. Has it gone to 60? No, not quite. That was a bit audacious from me. Okay, just before that brick wall, it goes to 60. And then this is South Croydon here. Is that same train we've been chasing this whole time? Might be. Might be. Yeah, here's South Croydon that we're going through now. still 60. What is wrong with me? I'm speeding on a route learning video. And then I'd say wait until you pass this crossing. Obviously, it all depends if you've got an 8 or a 12 car. If you've got a 12 car, probably wait till that ramp. But past that foot crossing type thing, I'm going to go up to 90. Because it is 90 all the way to Gatwick Airport. Not all the way to Gatwick Airport, actually. I said a big fat porky. And here's 2 sets of Electro Stars. Just a casual 16 carriages gone past on either side. Because obviously it's 8 and 8, so 16 carriages. Bit of externals while the speed limit's not changing. Is this... who are you? Who are you? Purley Oaks. And next stop Purley, and that's when the quarry lines separate from the Red Hill lines. Because normally you can get to Gatwick Airport on a Gatwick Express service a good like 5 minutes early. Because in real life this, you would never run on full greens down here, because if you added Thameslink into the mix, you'd be on single yellows and double yellows maximum. You'd never have greens, or very rarely have greens. Because this is how busy the route is, and there's still quite a bit missing, which is just incredible. I wonder if this route didn't support Gen 8. If this route came out now and it didn't support Gen 8, I wonder would the 700 be on it? Probably. I think so. Maybe. Ooh. Right, cool. Right, 85 miles an hour. .90 miles an hour. Just reminding you if you came on from any of those other lines. Yeah, and here's where the quarry lines and the Red Hill lines separate. We're on the quarry lines. Because this is all this is basically to make it quieter for people that live around here, so the trains aren't rattling around at stupid o'clock at night. I'm going to leave it in acceleration notch 2, because yeah, it doesn't seem to want to slow down, doesn't want to seem to hold speed for whatever reason. But there are the tracks, and this is where we go over them. This bit is probably one of the nicest bits, just as you see them disappear and crisscross over each other. Because that line isn't really used apart from southeastern services, but it would be used if we had... I think it gets used by Reigate services, but it would definitely be used if it had Thameslink. Because I believe the Bedford Brighton services, or the Bedford Gatwick, or Bedford Three Bridges, whatever they are, services go that way. Put it in full beams. I remember in the UK, well, I don't remember because I wasn't alive, I don't think, but you could actually get sections of DC rail that could be 100 miles an hour. Obviously now, DC rail can only be 90. And you're not allowed to put third rail down anymore. It's banned. You can't build with third rail. Yeah. That's just a reminder that it's 90 there. We're coming through this tunnel. So this tunnel is not the tunnel you need to focus on. It's the next tunnel you need to focus on. It's a short tunnel, and I'll explain once we get there. Cool. Tiring. 210. Just 1 second. microphone's in place. This is where it's not even recorded the microphone, could you imagine? Yep, just coming around this bit at 90. I believe the Red Hill lines, yeah, there they are. They're really not far from each other. I believe these are called quarry lines because they go under a quarry at the second tunnel. Believe it or not. Quarry lines go under a quarry? No, surely not. Yep, I believe it's this right here. Yep, just coming around here. These quarry lines are a bit empty. I would have thought we'd have seen more down here. But yeah, the Brighton Mainline is one of the easiest, in my opinion, to learn hardless. Especially from Gatwick down. It's literally just 90 most of the way. Right, here is the second tunnel. And you're going to want to just put it in a bit of step one brake. Just so by the end of the tunnel, which you can see just there, the train has slowed down to the speed limit of 80 miles per hour. Not sure if that was 80 or not, but it is now. And there's the sign for it coming back up to 90, so as we pass this signal, probably now even, because you pass it a lot quicker when travelling at a higher speed, it's back up to 90 straight away. It says there is one viewer watching the Twitch stream. Thank you very much to whoever that viewer is. There is an imposter among us. Yep, and there's the 90 limit, so just coast now. Shut power off and coast into Gatwick, which is 4 miles away. So it does seem a bit early to coast, but it's not really. But yeah, I'd love to be whizzing along in a Thames link here. We do love a 700. We do love a 700. Here's... Sorry for the clicking of the fingers if that triggers anybody. I know this one. Yeah, Salfords and Hawley. And Hawley is just before it. You want to start slowing down for Gatwick Airport. There is the signal. And we're just whizzing along because Hawley and Gatwick Airport, you can literally see them from the ends of each other. If you're coming towards London on the Brighton Mainline, obviously from Gatwick you can see Hawley, and if you're going towards Brighton from Hawley you can see Gatwick. And this is the signal I'm on about. And from here we'll put a bit of brake step one in. The brakes on these Electro Stars are quite powerful. I'm going to cut the brake out a bit and just roll it along a bit more. Because I tend to be a little cautious, or over cautious. So we'll brake after this bridge. There we go. Yeah, I much prefer a percentage power brake rather than steps and notches, in my opinion. But it doesn't change too much. It just changes the way you drive it a little bit, because you can't be as delicate with it and you can't be as precise with it. I find, with one of these. Right, let's cruise into Gatwick at about 45. Hello. Heck. Right, that's 50 miles an hour. Yeah, down to 45. Then as we come in, we'll go down to 30. Looks like we're going on to platform 7. Yep. It's actually 60. You can come in at 60, but I would not recommend that because you'll just go straight through the station. There's a plane. I wonder if we'll see any of the 313 ECS moves. And there is a a Gatwick Airport shuttle. Those don't exist anymore. They go, heck, that was worrying. They go from London to Gatwick and then Gatwick to London, but all of the Gatwick Express services now are London Brighton. They don't stop. They don't terminate at Gatwick anymore. Not a lot terminates at Gatwick, apart from Thameslink services. Yeah, and just stopping and straight down to the end of the platform. As far down to the end as you can go. There's an 8-car board, so we'll stop there. Bit rocky with the brakes, which is something you wouldn't really want to do in real life. But into brake step 3, neutral and all release. Yeah, a bit short of the marker, but that'd be okay. As long as it's all on the platform, it doesn't matter. We've got 3.5 minutes sat here at Gatwick. Yeah, and then we stop at Haywards Heath, Burgess Hill and Hassocks. Haywards Heath is an easy marker. Because you've got, like, the viaduct just here, I think it is. Yeah. And then Hassocks. Where's Hassocks? Is that Hassocks? No, that's Burgess Hill. Withersfield. Hassocks. So after Burgess Hill, you should really sort of be braking from there. Oh, that's not brake hold. Brake hold of what exactly? But yeah, it's been a fun drive so far. I do like the electric cars. Haven't been on Brighton Mainline in a while. Yeah, it's fun. I do quite like it. I've got to remember that it's 60 when we leave, not 90. Have they redone the textures on this? Oh, there goes a London Victoria service. Ah, it's this Gatwick Express. Must have been following us. I think that's the 10 o'clock from Brighton. It's meant to get here at 10:30. Yes, I've driven that one before. Not sure about it on video, but I have driven it before. Because it still doesn't look like there's anything alongside me. Obviously GSMR on this train's not functional. You can move the door though. Because these 377s wouldn't get to 100 unless they're on like the West Coast Mainline maybe. Even there I doubt they do it. Also in the 377/2 on the West Coast Mainline they don't have a pressy button, they have a flicky switch like let's leave cab door open. They have a flicky switch like what you see in here. Like that. I know you can't see that very clearly, but that's what they have. Yeah, actually saying that, we need to get back in the cab. Those 4 minutes are over. Right, so back in the cab. DRA can come off. Driver, you have reset the DRA. Please check the signal. Doors closed at 30 seconds. Because obviously Southern, Gatwick Express, Thameslink, and Great Northern are all owned by the same person, well, the same company, Go Ahead Group. They must be a rich group. Right, step 1 acceleration, till about 5, and 2. Wouldn't mind seeing some rain today, I do quite like the rain. Then 3, and then 4. Because by the time we're up to 60, the speed limit would have gone up to 70. So let's continue onwards. And here we are, just leaving Gatwick. I don't feel like we saw many planes go overhead, and there is a 90 limit. Cool, that's a bit harsh. So really, yeah, we can just go straight up to 90 now. And that's the importance, because if you just bung it on 4 power, you'd probably have to stop accelerating and then accelerate again, which is why sometimes it's better to be smoother on acceleration. There's a plane. Oh, and there's a plane taking off. Nice. Looks like some form of airlines. Maybe Asian Airlines, I don't know. There we go. 9.8 miles to Haven, so probably 10 as we left Gatwick. But again, that's from there to there. Oh, no, that's basically the same line as the train would take. Just after Three Bridges, and after Three Bridges Depot, we're going to need to come down to 80. So that's what the speed limit slows down to. Yeah, would love to have the 377/2 from the West Coast Mainline playable on this route, and I'd love to have the stroke, I can't remember if it's the 6 or the 7 that does the West Coast Mainline services normally, and possibly even the 3, the stroke 3, and I don't know if there's a stroke 5, that might be the ones that Southeastern have. Because if you didn't know, Southeastern do actually operate Class 377s. Because I didn't know that till like, well, probably the other, like a year ago maybe. And through Three Bridges. That's where the Horsham services go off, just here. I don't know how far Horsham actually is down that way, but yeah. Can't be too far, obviously. Oh. Getting a bit stiff in the seat. Not like that, but those are shunt markings, so if you're coming out of the depot and you were shunting back upwards, you'd know where to put your 12-car train. Although I have a feeling there'd be RLU and FLU markers. But you never know. Yeah, and then as these tracks merge into 2, we'll brake to 80. There's a red signal, which makes me believe that it's literally about to happen right before our rise. And the train seems to be slowing down naturally by itself, which is nice. Yeah, obviously these don't have any AC system control, because these ones don't have a pantograph. Yeah, just bring it down to 80. There's the 80 limit. Just before these bridges. So yeah, just as you see the tracks come in, not as the tracks come in. But yeah. Bit of power 1. There's the Gatwick Express train. Was that 90 limit also applying for us? No. Wouldn't appear so. 11:30. Oh. Bit of braking just to hold it at 80. I thought I had a very massive overgrown head of hair then, but it's just my earphones. Not earphones, headphones. Green signal, sorry for breathing down the mic quite loudly, and there's a 90, and as you pass this thing on the left you'll be up to 90. Off you go. That little green post, not green post, yellow post. Just in case anyone thought about crossing there a bit last minute. Yeah, as we come over Ouse Valley Viaduct, that's how we know we're not far from Haywards Heath. Because as you come off that viaduct, you're going to want to slow down. This is Balcombe. So as the speed limit goes up to 90, and you are doing a Thameslink run, because Thameslink are the only TOC that stops here, that's when you slow down for Balcombe. I don't think Balcombe does not get any service. Probably the only station on the Brighton Mainline that doesn't have a service in game. And that's all because of the absence of Thameslink. Because yeah, in theory, the East Croydon to Gatwick Airport bit would be the busiest section of the route. But not to be, I'm afraid. Again, sorry if you get triggered by clicky fingers. Yeah, I feel like it's this right, and then it's on to the Ouse. Is it? This is where I find out the Ouse Valley Viaduct is after Haywards Heath. No, it's here. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, because you're going to want to wait for the line from Ardingly. Or Ardingly. There's actually a train in there now. You want to wait for that line to join you, and then start braking. Rather than braking when you come off the viaduct, because that is, well, 2 miles away. That's a bit soon. It's not going to take you 2 miles to stop, not even on brake step 1. There we go. Okay, yeah, I reckon these banner repeaters are the marker. Heck, right, we need to start slowing down because we got double yellow. Because you are allowed to pass a single yellow at 60. But no more than 60, so bit of brake step 1. I feel like we might be getting blocked from Haywards Heath at this rate. Just doing under 60. And here's Haywards Heath, so I believe the red is actually after the platform. Probably because these are split in here. So we'll come in at 20, because you're supposed to hit the AWS magnet for a red at 20 miles an hour, so we'll slow down to 20. I've got that braking practically spot on. I would love to see a 171 for this route, because I have seen a Turbostar in Southern livery on the Brighton Mainline, on the one trip that I've made down this route in real life. The one trip down and the one trip back up. And it was on the trip back up that I saw it. Because I saw on the way down one at Selhurst Depot, but that's not the same as seeing it moving. Do you know what I mean? Well, there's a few dot matrix displays here. And there's a 5 to 8 car marker, so that's where we're going to want to stop. And it is a green for that line. I don't know if there's... because obviously that's where they split the services from 8 cars into 2. So if you're going to Southampton and Bognor Regis, I believe it's the front 4 to Southampton and the back 4 to Bognor Regis. But yeah, that's us all stopped at Haywards Heath. It's just a set of 4, so that'll be the last set of 4. Have we... I believe we've just about made it on, but we've also got another 3 minutes here, so... I'm not a big fan of this, because it's not very simulation, but... should we watch our colleague depart? Let's maybe do that. Haywards Heath has a nice car park. Off he goes. Just gonna get my drink. Still got another 2 minutes sat here. I hope you've liked the video so far. If you have, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get back in the cab. And let's leave the cab door open, but we can just sit there like that, waiting for something to come in. Oh, there's a train actually, so we'll watch this one come in, because this should be the final set of 4 for this one, back up to London Victoria. Right, it's about a minute till we need to leave, so let's get back in. Because our signal has now gone yellow, so let's reset the DRA. Driver, you have reset the DRA. Please check the signal. Where am I? What am I looking for? Pardon me, sorry if you had to hear that. We're up to a double yellow now. That's good. But I believe these services will be more stopping services, so they'll have a few more places to stop than we will. Oh, we're stopping at Burgess Hill and Hassocks. Okay. So I know what the rule is for that. Basically, for Burgess Hill, brake as you pass, as you see Wivelsfield, and get up to 60 between these two, and then brake, and then is it 40? Yeah, okay, it's nearly time to go. And we're on greens. Off we go. I love how good the acceleration is. When I've been driving the Turbo Star recently, and the Pendolino, which are both pretty sluggish, these just go straight off the mark, and you can quite quickly increase the throttle. I believe it's still 90, yeah. Nice. Yeah, leaving Haywards Heath. Service today, by the way, is 1 Alpha 16. There's a singular JNA wagon here, all alone. I like that track joint sound, that's very nice. I wonder how much one of these weighs. I think it says there 79 tonne, but who knows if that's the actual weight or if that's just a guess. 3.2 miles to Burgess Hill. This is where it becomes a bit more stoppy. Because this is Brighton here, and this is the East Coastway. This is the West Coastway. Looks like there's a 313 saying along that. Oh, let's get back to the game. Quite literally, focus up, 70 miles an hour. Actually, I believe now the route starts to go uphill, because I've been to Brighton, and Brighton is quite far up compared to sea level. Yeah, it's quite the track down. Green signal, lovely. Yeah, it wouldn't be quite this clear of a run in real life. You would definitely have some tempting stuff in the way. One day for console players, eh? One day. There's a little bridge there. And that looks like Withersfield. So, I'm going to take off throttle. And as we come through this station, we're going to put a step 1 brake in. There's a foot crossing. Yeah, it's 11:45 in the morning. In the game, obviously. In real life, it's 4:30? No, just gone 4. Lethal? Not quite yet. But you can literally see the station building there from the previous station. So just slowing down ever so slightly. Probably slow it down to 30. Cruising from there. What time we due in? 45 and 30 seconds. Okay, because we're a bit more desperate. No, I say we hold it at step 1. I'm happy that that will get us into the platform. And possibly even stopped safely. Hello, Mr. 387. He looks like a fast service to London Victoria. Oh, and there's a 313 just behind him. Yeah, just gently bringing it in. Too gently. I've not overshoot the marker a bit there. Use a bit of step 3 brake, which is wrong, but it doesn't really matter when you come to a stop, as long as you know you're going to come to a stop within the platform. And we're here a minute before departure. I haven't got this route map over here. That's a bit annoying. Right, close doors. Oh, I didn't put it in neutral. There we go. You'd like to think in real life, if somebody was standing that close to the edge of the platform with those tones, they would at least think about listening. Here comes the 313. Yeah, I'd say up to 60 between these two stations, no more, because of the short distance. I wonder if that's going to Selhurst, because then it's about to be go for scrap. I'd like to hope not in 2019 anyway. Because I think these only got taken off the East Coast Way about a year ago now, probably. There is one that's in preservation, which I hope Simtrack Studios or anyone does a livery pack for. Costing probably £3 at most, or even freeware if they're feeling nice. 313 is it 211? That's in BR livery. Because these were British Rail, well not these, the 313s were British Rail EMUs. And I believe Hassocks is just down here. As the downhill descent starts, Hassocks will just appear. I can't really see, it just looks a bit blurry. Yeah, that zoom feature on TSW definitely does help. There's Hassocks. Nice, we'll just hold a bit of brake step 1. Just coming into Hassocks now, it's going to be down to the end of the platform. But yeah, the journey down to Brighton in real life was packed. There was people everywhere. I was saying that we were the tourists, so we were probably the problem. Right, stop in between the 5 and the 12 car marker because we are a 3 car. Not a 3 car, an 8 car. Have we got all of it on? Yeah. This is where the Gatwick Express units will start to get held up. Next stop is Brighton in 12 minutes time. Nice. I like how Brighton's not one of those destinations where it has to scroll. So you can see where the train is going. I like how it's one that's just always there. Slowly crawling away from Hassocks. God, that is quite slow. Must be on an uphill of some kind. Yeah, 90 miles an hour for now. And now I'm a bit confused because I know as you get to Brighton, it's... I think there it's 75. And there it's 40, and there it's 25. Something like that. But for now, we're 6 miles away as the crow flies, which is probably about 7 miles as the train drives. So, yeah. Just chillax. Up to 70 miles an hour. Coming through whatever it is tunnel. This is where I think there's a wrong line, whatever it is, service, but basically there's a Gatwick Express train broken down and you have to go around it. Fingerprint sensor on my phone. Yes, I'm using my phone while driving. Terrible, I know. Is it after this where it comes to 75? No. Just stealing sneaky glances at the HUD because I don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, it's still 90 for now. Is it Clayton Tunnel? I like how small trains look from the outside. If you were like stood next to one, like this, you'd be petrified. Yeah, I bet from a plane, trains look tiny, like every train's a tube train from a plane. Oh, there's a Gatwick Express. It's following a 313 of all things, I believe, because I don't think we've seen another set of 377s since then. Oh, sorry if you can hear the chair moving. I'm just moving to a more comfortable seating position. There we go, there's a warning for a 75 board, so it's not like you're completely clueless when doing huddless. You do get warnings. On some of these TSW2 routes, the warnings aren't quite as close as you'd like them to be, and they're not, did we speed a little bit there? Yeah, just a bit. And there are also not as many of them as what there should be, but we're getting there, we're coming closer to Brighton. There's where it goes 90 the other way. Ding! This is sort of how you know you're coming to Brighton. What on earth is that? That is shocking. Wow. Okay, maybe these older routes do just show how far TSW has come since its launch. And I feel like here is where you need to brake for it coming down to 40. Is that the warning for it there? Yeah, 40. So doing 60 probably isn't advised. So let's actually try and slow it down. There's a 40 going across, that's not for us. There's a 4-car service, there should be another 4-car service not far off him. Just following him down to Hayward Heath. Or they might even split at Preston Park. Or sorry, join on at Preston Park. Oh, okay, the 40's not actually for a while. We could have brake step 1 there. But we're here now. Is that a Gatwick Express coming out of the depot? It is. It's probably going up to Brighton. And there's... or maybe it's going up with that other Gatwick Express service and joining on. Because it is only a 4-car unit. Right. Yellow, double yellow signal. There's the 40 limit. This is where the 313 introduction was. Held. Because obviously the 313 came after this route. Pardon me, sorry. 313 of course being a banging little add-on. 25 miles an hour coming into Brighton. There's the speed sign for it there. Let's just quickly brake step 2. And let's slow it down to 20 just because that's the speed you should approach. No, you should approach buffers at 15, but you can approach a red, which is what a buffer is, at 20 or 15 depending on your company's allowances of that. There's a 313 and there is a class 09. That 09 is not there anymore, unfortunately. Oh, we're coming across, we're coming right over to this platform then. Because obviously Brighton's a busy station, so you want to clear the platform as quickly as possible. And coming into Brighton, that was a very, very nice run on the Brighton main line. And this is where we hit the buffer stop. Oh, that is a beautiful stop. That is perfection. Look at that. 6 feet away from the buffers you're meant to stop, and there we are there. Yeah, if you did enjoy that run, be sure to like, subscribe. I've got my head in the ceiling. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time for some more Train Sim World. Goodbye for now.